The Flash is known as the fastest man in the DC universe, but as many already know, he's not the only speedster out there. There are others, part of the same circle, close allies who also possess incredible abilities. And today, our focus will be exactly on this group, the fastest members of the so-called Flash family. The Flash family is incredibly diverse, including both heroes and villains. This group features characters from the multiverse, the future, and many other places, making it a vast and fascinating team. With that in mind, I've selected some of the fastest among them. Do you think you know them all? I bet you don't. Avery Ho was introduced to DC Comics during the Rebirth era, a period marked by the restructuring of heroes and villains. Born in Central City, she was an ordinary young woman until she was struck by the energy of the Speed Force. This event occurred during a failed experiment involving the Cosmic Force, unleashing a wave of energy that affected several people, temporarily transforming them into new speedsters, and Avery was among them. Unlike Bart Allen or Wally West, Avery initially had no desire to be a hero. Her involvement in heroism came more out of necessity than choice. Despite her initial reluctance, she quickly demonstrated a natural affinity for her powers. Under Bart Allen's guidance, she began learning to control her abilities and understand the responsibility that came with them. What sets Avery apart from other speedsters is her ability to navigate the multiverse, often teaming up with heroes from different realities. As a member of the Justice League of China, she also carries the mission of representing and protecting her country, adding a layer of diversity to the Flash universe. Dr. Meena Dhawan, known as Fast Track. As the chief scientist of an experimental project at Star Labs, Meena was studying ways to access and understand the Speed Force, aiming to use this energy for the benefit of humanity. During one experiment, she was struck by a bolt of Speed Force energy, granting her super speed and a deep connection to the Speed Force itself. With her newfound powers, Meena took on the mantle of a hero and began working alongside Bart Allen and other speedsters. In a significant twist, she was corrupted by the negative Speed Force, becoming a major antagonist at one point. Under this influence, Meena had to confront her inner demons and fight to reclaim her identity, adding complexity and depth to her story. Beyond the traditional abilities of a speedster, Meena has a unique connection to the Speed Force that allows her to help others temporarily unlock their own speed powers. This ability was instrumental in training new speedsters. As a scientist, Meena is exceptionally intelligent, and her expertise in physics and technology often comes into play to solve problems that go beyond brute strength, highlighting her role as both a strategist and researcher. Inertia. Thaddeus Thawne is a clone created by the Thawne clan, a criminal family from the future notorious for their rivalry with the Allens. He was genetically engineered to be a more controlled and calculating version of Bart Allen, removing the impulsiveness and recklessness that defined Bart. However, this attempt at perfection resulted in a cold, manipulative, and cruel mind, making Inertia a dangerous antagonist. From his creation, Inertia dedicated his life to destroying Bart Allen, not just physically, but emotionally, seeking to prove his superiority at any cost. Their confrontation reached its peak during the period when Bart had taken on the mantle of the Flash. In one of his most infamous acts, Inertia sabotaged Bart by draining his connection to the Speed Force, leaving him vulnerable. This event led to Bart's death, making Inertia responsible for one of the most tragic moments in speedster history. Later, Inertia faced the consequences of his actions when he was captured by Wally West, who froze him in time. Inertia was left in a state of perpetual paralysis within the Flash Museum, where he could reflect endlessly on his actions. Judy Garrick is the original Flash and the Speedster with the longest connection to the Speed Force, a true legend among speedsters. Introduced in Flash Comics #1, he marked the beginning of the golden age of comics. He gained his powers during a scientific experiment gone wrong. While working as a chemistry student at Midwestern University, he inhaled heavy water vapors, which mysteriously connected him to the Speed Force. This event granted Jay superhuman speed, lightning-fast reflexes, and incredible endurance. Inspired by heroes and myths, Jay decided to use his powers to protect Keystone City and fight crime as the first Flash. Jay is easily recognized by his iconic metal helmet with wings, inspired by Hermes, the Greek god of speed, symbolizing both his swiftness and connection to heroic tradition. As one of the founding members of the Justice Society of America, the first superhero team in comic book history, Jay established himself as a key figure in the DC universe. He is also widely known for his willingness to mentor and train new speedsters, including Bart Allen, Wally West, and Bart Allen. In major multiverse events like Crisis on Infinite Earths, Jay has demonstrated his continued importance to the fabric of the DC universe. He often serves as the link connecting modern speedsters to their roots, embodying the idea that the Flash's legacy is as fast as it is timeless. Judy Garrick is a relatively new character in the DC universe, introduced as the daughter of Jay and Joan Garrick. Judy made her debut in the new Golden Age 2022, an event that reintroduced elements of the Golden Age of comics, exploring forgotten characters and introducing new faces. On her 13th birthday, she was exposed to heavy water vapors, granting her super speed abilities identical to her father's. She later became his companion, adopting the nickname The Boom. When Barry Allen and Dr. Manhattan altered DC's timeline, Judy was one of 13 Golden Age heroes and villains erased from history. For years, Jay and Joan Garrick lived their lives unaware of Judy's existence. Her reintroduction to the DC universe unveiled a long-buried secret and opened the door to exciting new stories about family and legacy. Judy Garrick's introduction brings fresh possibilities to the DC universe, particularly for the Flash legacy. Her presence not only expands the mythology of the Speed Force, but also adds a deeply personal dimension to Jay Garrick's stories, enriching the narrative of heroism and family bonds. Jessie Chambers. The daughter of Johnny Quick and Liberty Bell, Jessie Chambers inherited both speed and strength from her heroic lineage. Johnny, a speedster with extraordinary abilities, taught Jessie the mathematical formula that unlocked her connection to the Speed Force, granting her super speed. Her mother, Liberty Bell, instilled in her lessons of strength, courage, and leadership, shaping her heroic character. Jessie followed in her parents' footsteps, initially taking on the mantle of Jessie Quick, a speedster connected to the Speed Force. Later, she adopted the title of Liberty Bell, combining her speed heritage with superhuman strength. As Jessie Quick, she often collaborated with other speedsters, including Wally West, Jay Garrick, and Bart Allen. Her deep connection to the Speed Force and extensive knowledge of Johnny Quick's formula made her one of the most versatile speedsters in the DC universe. Godspeed. August Hart was a police officer in Central City and a close friend of Barry Allen before becoming the speedster known as Godspeed. After his brother was murdered by a criminal who was never brought to justice, August developed a deep desire for vengeance, believing the legal system was fundamentally flawed. During an accident at Star Labs involving the Speed Force, August was struck by lightning and gained super speed. Initially, he used his powers to fight crime as an ally to the Flash. However, his desire for justice quickly turned into an obsession for vengeance, leading him to kill criminals rather than capture them, crossing a line Barry Allen could never condone. What makes Godspeed a fascinating character is his ambiguous morality. He believes he is doing the right thing by eliminating criminals and delivering justice to their victims. Godspeed is both an antagonist and a potential ally. He has fought against Barry Allen but has also aided him during critical moments, such as when greater threats endangered the Speed Force itself. This duality makes it difficult to label him as a complete villain, as his actions are driven by his own distorted sense of justice. Bart Allen was born in the 30th century as the son of Don Allen and Maloney Thawne, temporarily uniting the Allen and Thawne bloodlines. Due to an unusual genetic connection to the Speed Force, Bart aged rapidly, growing to the appearance of a preteen while still a child. To save his life, Bart was sent to the past, where he was cared for by his grandmother, Iris West Allen. Under the mentorship of Wally West, the Flash at the time, Bart learned to control his powers and stabilize his growth, becoming the hero known as Impulse. Bart is known by several aliases, including Impulse, Kid Flash, and briefly as the Fourth Flash. During the storyline where Bart took on the mantle of the Flash, he was tragically killed by the Rogues, led by his clone, Inertia. The plot involved a trap, and Bart was overwhelmed while lacking the full support of the Speed Force. His death was a significant event, leaving a lasting impact on the characters within the Flash universe. Bart was resurrected during Final Crisis, when the Legion of Superheroes brought him back to life using 31st century technology combined with the Speed Force. Barry Allen, the most famous Flash, made his debut in Showcase number 4, 1956, marking the beginning of the Silver Age of comics. Born in Central City, Barry's childhood was marked by tragedy, the murder of his mother. His father was wrongfully accused of the crime, driving Barry to become a forensic scientist seeking justice and answers. One night in his laboratory, a bolt of lightning struck a shelf of chemicals, dousing Barry in a strange mixture. The accident connected him to the Speed Force, granting him super speed. Inspired by Jay Garrick, the Golden Age Flash, Barry chose to use his powers to protect Central City, adopting the mantle of the Flash and donning the iconic red suit with lightning bolts. Barry served as a mentor to many speedsters, including Wally West and Bart Allen, known as Impulse. He was also a founding member of the Justice League of America. One of Barry's most iconic moments was his sacrifice in Crisis on Infinite Earths. He pushed himself to the limits of the Speed Force to destroy the Anti-Monitor's antimatter cannon, saving the multiverse but disintegrating in the process. After 2 decades, Barry returned to life, with his resurrection attributed to events involving the Speed Force. A pivotal story arc in Barry's journey is Flashpoint, where he traveled back in time to save his mother. Although well-intentioned, his actions created an alternate timeline with catastrophic consequences, teaching Barry a profound lesson about the responsibility that comes with power. Wally West. At the very top, we have Wally West, the fastest Flash of them all. Introduced in The Flash number 110, 1959, as Kid Flash, Wally was the young sidekick to Barry Allen. The nephew of Iris West, Wally became a speedster after an accident similar to Barry's, granting him super speed. Taking on the mantle of Kid Flash, Wally trained under Barry's mentorship, becoming a loyal and skilled partner. His life changed forever when Barry Allen died during Crisis on Infinite Earths. Stepping into the role of the Flash marked a significant turning point for Wally, who dedicated himself to honoring his uncle's legacy while carving out his own identity. Wally has a unique connection to the Speed Force. He was the first to truly merge with it, often surpassing Barry in speed and performing feats that transcended the limits of time and space. As the first sidekick to succeed his mentor, Wally redefined the concept of legacy in comics. He not only kept Barry's spirit alive, but also established himself as a distinctive and beloved Flash. Wally also faced external challenges, including cosmic crises and classic speedster villains like Zoom, the Reverse Flash, who often endangered not only his life, but also his emotional well-being. Wally's journey as the Flash has solidified him as a cornerstone of the DC universe and a symbol of perseverance and growth. Did you miss someone on this list? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.